Got it? Whoa, yeah, I got it. Hi, everybody. God, what a great room. I know, it's the best. We're all so cozy and loving. Welcome to Little Camille's on the Bay. What an awesome place. Yeah, give it up. I love this place. The food's good. Drinks are even better. So drink up because we're way funnier when you're drinking. I should be drinking, but. So, New Baltimore, what a cute town. Isn't it? God, it's so like, you even got a freaking museum. Wow. I mean, I'm from Warren. Yeah. We have no character in Warren. Warren is a big city, or a big city with no downtown. Yeah, it sucks. The only character we have is the mayor. Have you seen that guy? Like, oh man, really? He looks like The Walking Dead. And we don't have downtown, but we do have a shish kebab hut on every corner. And the big event in Warren is the St. Anne's Sausage Fest, where the locals look just like the carnies. I go in the year. And the St. Anne's Sausage Fest, doesn't it sound like it should be in Ferndale? Oh, shit. Wow, and there's a lot of Caucasians here. Wow. Maybe New Baltimore needs to work on their diversity. I mean, there's nothing brighter than a white room full of white people in February. So anyways, I'm Peggy Beattie. Hi. And I hope you guys are ready for your comics because they are amazing. We got Khurum. Sheikh is your feature, and Connie Ettinger is your headliner. They're both amazing. And I got a Karen haircut. And I'll tell you what, I request the Karen haircut. I request it because I'm telling you it has changed my life. I get the best customer service. The Karen haircut is equivalent to a man getting a tattoo on his face. Nobody fucks with you. And I don't like the both left and right Karen. You know? Like I'm on both sides of the aisle. When I go to Starbucks, mask on. When I go to Chick-fil-A, I yell, mask off. I am like the Mr. Miyagi of miserable postmenopausal white bitches. Right here. So, I like to drink. I do, I like to drink. Believe me, this is a rarity. So I like to drink. I'd like to drink so much that I think maybe I might be an alcoholic. But then I don't drink for a day, and I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'm all right. I gotta tell you, this is a true story, man. My husband threw me a surprise party. So he threw me a surprise party, and he went all out. I'm telling you, he did the decorating, and he had it catered, and we had a DJ, and it was awesome. But I got there early. So I got there early, and I look around, and I'm like, wow. Wow, all my family and friends are here. Holy shit, this is an intervention! Wow. I'm panicking. I'm like, shit, I don't want to go away. I don't want to go to rehab. But then I looked around and I realized, oh, it's my family and friends. I wouldn't go to intervention. There's no booze there. Oh, I'm cheating a little bit here. So I see, there's some boomers here. Yeah.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah, okay, boomer. My peeps. But, look around. All you millennials and Z generation and all that, look around. These are the people that are still leaving voicemails. Fuck, does that drive you crazy? How about shooting a text? Voicemail. I know, I have a sister-in-law who I love, but she never texts, she always leaves a voicemail. So annoying, so I go pick up, I look at the phone, I'm like, oh, come on, because, it's exhausting to press that button. How fucking lazy am I, eh? So I press the button, and then here she is. Hi, Peggy! Hi, it's Betty. Betty Beattie, your sister. Oh, sister, I'm sorry, I mean sister-in-law. I mean, I love you like a sister, but you're not my sister because, gosh, that would be weird because if I was your sister, I think that would mean I was married to my brother. And I don't think that's legal. Anyways, and, I'm not from Tennessee. Or Taylor, Michigan. Or Warren. Oh, Peg, I'm sorry. I love Warren. Warren's nice. Yeah, it's really nice. Well, your mayor's a little weird. But you do have a shish kebab hut on every corner. Yeah, okay. So anyways, why I'm calling you is I'm going to be, I just want to let you know what time Friday I'm going to pick you up. Okay, I'll call you back. You fucking kid. Of course she did. And how, really, lazy. I mean, Paul Revere went across the frickin' plains to tell us that somebody was invading, and I can't even press a button and hold a phone up to my ear. And I don't know my history. So I gotta ask. First I gotta drink. So I'm gonna ask, it's something I've noticed.
Thank you.
I've noticed many of you white women.
I'm good.
All right, and there's many of you here. Many of you white women don't seem to care about what you look like anymore. Sorry. I don't need anybody here, of course not. That's great. Oh, shit. So, why are you taking a shower? Oh. Why are you guys taking a shower? Huh? Is it that hard? Can we change out of the pajama bottoms that you wore all week? You look like you smell bad. And how about picking that Cheerio off from the back end, And for the love of God, before you leave the house, how about combing that fuck knot on the back of your head from the night before? Jesus Christ. I mean, what are you, bragging? Ooh, I got a fuck knot. I don't even know if I'm jealous or disgusted, because it's been a long time since I had a nice fuck knot on the back of my head. moving, huh? I don't know, I'm kind of pissed off at them. Some of us like sexual harassment. Some of us think earning it is way overrated. I'm gonna tell you a true story. True story, another one. So I used to work in this office with all these young women. All these young women and me. So the boss sexually harassed all these women. But not me. I was pissed. What the fuck? So you know what I did? I sued him for discrimination. And I won. Nobody not sexually harasses Peggy Beattie and gets away with it. My God. Oh. So, am I the only one that thinks it's weird that some families or parents let their teenagers sleep together with their boyfriend or girlfriend in the same roof while you're downstairs? That is so bizarre to me. I mean, how awkward is that, huh? Am I the only one that to deal with this? Yeah, it's kind of gross. And I always wonder, what's the conversation, right? Between mom and dad, they're watching TV, and little Billy's upstairs. Mom, honey, Billy's upstairs, and he's with his girlfriend. I know, but you know how I feel. I want them to feel like they're secure in their own house. I don't want them to be in the back seat of a car like you and I were. I just want them to feel at home. And besides, I'm sure they're just playing video games. Oh, or not. Oh my. Billy's really putting it to her, isn't he? Oh, good for him. I'm kind of proud of him. Oh, and listen, she's having a good time too. Wow. Oh. That was quick. Oh, looks like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Oh, maybe she's coming down to make him a sandwich. Good for her. She's a good girl. So I have this friend. I mean, have you ever listened to someone say a whisper in a sentence when it wasn't supposed to be? You know what I mean? Like, it's so weird. Like, they say a whisper in a weird part of the sentence. I have this coworker, and she does that to me all the time. Let me give you an example. Peg, I went to lunch, and I got myself a salad, and I got extra dressing. It was delicious. Peg, last night I was at the grocery store and I ran into my neighbor and she was with her husband and they bought some wine. Now these two sentences warrant the whisper. Peg, I went to lunch and I bought a salad and I got extra dressing and I drank a 6-pack. Peg, I went to the grocery store and I ran into my neighbor and she was with her husband. I'm fucking her husband. And it gave me a really good fuck man in the back of my head. Well, that was fun. So, next comic, oh my God, he is awesome. But I have to read it.
Is he funny as you?
He's funnier.
Sexy man in the world.
His name is Khurum. Not only is Khurum one of the nicest guys, he really is. He's I just got back in and he's so nice. He's one of the funniest. Too, Khurum opened for Dave Attell. I don't know if you guys know Dave Attell, he's awesome. And he performed New York and Las Vegas. And he's in a movie with Mason Pryor, Richard Pryor's son. How cool is that, eh? It's called Next Generation. Please give a warm welcome to Khurum Sheikh.
One more time for Peggy. Well, it was kind of awkward for me because she had sued me for not sexually harassing her. That's a callback. Actually, it was when I was walking around here and had two different people say, "Please don't pick on me." I think you were one of them, right? So just curious, get to know the crowd. Do you get nervous going to comedy? No, really. Because no matter how long you've been doing it, comedians get a little bit nervous, just part of the process, but often the crowd is nervous. Like the first thing they'll say when they come in is, "Don't sit me in the front." So they just give these two tables a hand, but they make fun of them. Yeah. No, I won't, but it is funny since both sides are a little nervous. Reminds me like the very first time you have sex. Let me explain, it's not so weird. See, the thing is, I'm originally from Pakistan. Thank you for that warm response. But if you know that culture, sexually they're very suppressed. It's taboo to talk about sex. So, like the first time a Pakistani man had sex, like I meant, I was trying to act macho, but I was nervous. And then the goat. Nervous. I'm kidding, that goat was not nervous, I've been around. Now that's what comedians do, we play with stereotypes, but for the record, Pakistani men do not have sex with goats. Sheep, honey, get out. Alright, that's bad. Give you an idea, my opener is a bestiality joke, so you might want to strap on. Let's see, do try to read a crowd. Are we glad that marijuana's legal? Yeah! Okay. Who's the hell yeah? Real? Okay. Although it's funny, the run up to the election, all the pundits were saying that, if they legalized it, people start smoking weed. If you're like me, everyone I knew that wanted to smoke weed had been smoking weed. Right? To me, that's like if the Catholic Church made a big dramatic announcement, it's no longer a sin to masturbate. So would you be at home thinking, now I can start? I think that horse had left the barn. That should have been choked. That monkey's gonna get the idea. Even me growing up, my father would threaten me. He's like, "Khurum, if you masturbate, you will go blind." I'm like, "Dad, I'm over here." Dad had gone blind. I'll do hack jokes with an Indian accent. Well, let's see. I'm going to engage with the crowd. Now we have marijuana's legal. We're taxing it. And then all the sports gambling, you see all these ads for the apps and stuff, that's legal. So see what you think here. But I say that the next vice that we legalize and tax is prostitution. So we got people. Who's with me on that? Okay. I think it's just be me and Bob Kraft from New England. But I think they'll have to do like they did with marijuana, right? Where you legalize it incrementally. So first you get your foot in the door. So first you'd have to legalize prostitution for medicinal purposes. So it would have to be for sex addicts. But they're trying to wean you off at addicts so you get a prescription for bad sex. And since it's bad sex, the two Bills could be the spokespersons, Bill Clinton and Bill Cosby. I said bad sex, I'm trying to think inside the box. But the good thing is you could tax it, and since it's bad sex, all the woman from Columbus, Ohio could get a job. We're in Michigan, you can't make fun of Ohio State. It is funny though, people are so sensitive, so woke, red states, blue states, everybody gets offended. But I think like in a democracy, the main thing is that you get involved, right? So regardless who you voted for, make some noise if in the last election you voted and got an I voted sticker. See, I'm still wearing mine. I did not even vote. I just wear this so it looks like I'm a U.S. citizen. You might get that here. Actually thinking of going to the border and selling these before they build our wall. I'm like, who needs one? Anyone need one? Usually they'll need them in the kitchen. Oh, is that wrong? Was that politically correct over here? There's no Hispanics in the kitchens there. They got more Hispanics than tigers do. Only one voted. Actually, you'd be glad to know I am a U.S. citizen, but as mentioned, I was born in Pakistan. Was 7 years old when we first ever come to America. The only thing I knew about America was how rich it was. So I imagine there'd be golden streets everywhere, rubies. We landed in Detroit. Who's thinking 1968, right after riots? I'm like, they got a bait and switch on my ass. 18 hours on an airplane, I'm in Afghanistan. And you can imagine now when I travel, they thoroughly search me. It's a point now if I'm going to fly anywhere, only thing over the airport is a thong. And I'm cocky about it. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, look for my weapon of mass destruction. They just wade me through though. They're like, you ain't hurting anyone with that. And they like to remind me that saying, once you've had a pack, you probably go back. Bothered me so much I was on the internet though. They have this pump, makes your private area bigger. You know what I'm talking about. It's a guarantee to add 3 inches. I'm thinking, ooh, I can double my manhood. Or that's a math joke, I knew that may not work. Although after a show guy came up to me and said he found something that really, really works for the Bible. Let's see, what else is there? Well, one thing is people from Pakistan, people assume I'm a Muslim because it's Islamic State, but they're very strict. They pray like 5 times a day. I don't even know how to pray like that. Tim Tebow is more Muslim than me. Only prayer I know by heart is, God, I hope that test is negative. 5 times a day. But as I say, people are so divided these days, don't get political, but would you agree with me that Melania was a different kind of first lady?
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, but I mean, she's a little different, right? Like, usually first ladies take on a cause. What did Melania take on?
Everything.
Actually, cyberbullying, right?
Yes, bullying.
Yeah, cyberbullying. Well, Donald Trump, little bit of a cyberbullier, you can be that? To me, that's like if Jeffrey Dahmer's wife wants to go vegan. He's a cannibal. They do try to defend her though. They say, well, Melania, she traveled all over the country visiting young kids. I remember shit, Jared from Subway did that. I'm not endorsing this. This is what Jared did. Attack the messenger. I already see we're politically divided, but would you agree, like, whatever your politics could have been a little fun to see Bill Clinton as the first lady? That's what he said, first ladies man. Although remember that was getting ugly too in the run-up to the election. They brought up Monica Lewinsky and that whole scandal. Then Monica did that TED talk where she tried to make herself a victim. Then that's hard to swallow. And she wrote that book, but the critics were saying it sucks. The book's not very good either. It was alright for no cigar. Good way to blow 20 old. I gotta use these up, they're gonna be obsolete. Speaking about obsolete, how about Anthony Weiner, huh? What a dick. Like showing it off. And then you saw Casey Anthony's back in the news. I know we dislike her, but when that trial was going on, Hustler magazine said they'd give her $500,000 to post nude. So she filed for bankruptcy, so they reiterated. So just curious, you lovely ladies here. Would you pose nude for $500,000?
No. Half a million?
Half a million. Taking a bid here. How about $50? I just got to return some bottles. They're actually going to do a movie about Casey Anthony. If you vote, you could go online and say which actor should play her, and I'm the winner. So we try to cheat. But speaking of all these books and movies, you love the lady see that 50 Shades of Grey? Yep. Although even that was a little bit controversial because these movie studios like to play it safe, so the original lead female role was going to go to Betty White. That could have been interesting. Let's see what else. You see all these road rages going on the highway? Follow the news at all? No? Okay. And then on I-96 several years ago, there was a guy shooting at cars. You remember that? Okay, yeah. I remember when they were looking for him, they didn't know what was motivating him. Was he mentally ill or what? But if you recall when they arrested him, they said he was very well educated. And then they said he went to Michigan State. I'm like, well, what we got, state fans here? I'm from Ann Arbor. We got state fans for the state fans. Oh, don't worry, I'll talk real slow. You beat us in the big football game. Well, we always say in Ann Arbor, we say, how many state Spartans does it take to change a light bulb? Actually, it only takes one, but they get 3 credit hours for it. Our ears are all riled up, but I think that sports is all overblown. I'll test you guys with this. It was like almost 20 years ago. We had the wardrobe malfunction. Some people know it as Nipplegate. Who was the celebrity who showed her nipple? Oh, very good, Jen. Okay. Who was the celebrity who snatched her top? Just, okay. What were the 2 teams who played football? Anybody? Patriots, that's a good guess. New England. It was actually New England against Carolina. That's when Tom Brady went to U of M, started dating all those models. You married that Brazilian model. That's like the only model I ever had sex with. I had to put them together. And it was an airplane. Hey, I was young, get out of cockpit. All right, wasn't that young? Didn't know these jokes would fly. I'm just winging it. Well, what else in the news? The RSA Supreme Court's gotten more conservative with Trump's appointments and stuff. You remember a few years ago that already ruled that cake decorator did not have to make a cake for a gay couple. You remember that? Yeah. Were you like me when I saw that story though? I'm thinking, is there any more gay profession than cake decorator? I mean, what did this guy do for his chosen profession? He squeezed cream into a bun. That's got to be the plot of every gay porno movie. I'm guessing, guys, is that the plot? Let's see what else. So they are saying the Supreme Court is so conservative. If same-sex marriage went back to them, it could get overturned. So I do my surveys. Here, are we okay with same-sex marriage? Or we'll make some noise if you're married. Who's married yet? All right, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't marriage all about the same sex? Night after night. I endorse different sex marriage, so I am divorced. Let's see what else is it. Okay. I wonder why. See what else. Wrap up a few things. Anybody for the new, try that vodka diet? Well, those that don't know what you do, you have vodka for breakfast, vodka for lunch, and then vodka for dinner. Yeah, I've been on it for a week. I've already lost 3 days. Let's see what else is interesting. Well, you remember not too long ago there was that white woman that was acting like she was black?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Taylor Swift? So we ziggity zag. But then we see like a great crowd when we had the COVID lockdown. Every comedian couldn't get on stage, so we're working on our act. So I developed a new bit that I do with a partner, but he's not eligible to be vaccinated. So if you're okay, I'm going to put a mask on, just be super safe, introduce you to my partner, and do a new bit for you. Is that okay? Thank you.
Let's go.
All right.
Give it up for Iola the ostrich. And give it up for Khurum. He's trying ventriloquism. Admit it, you cannot see his lips move. So how are you, Iola? Oh, I'm just glad I'm not working for Helen DeGeneres anymore. Oh, really? Yeah, she was mean to her staff. I remember hearing about that. But the current staff saying she's a lot better. She's on this new medication for depressed lesbians. Really? Yeah, it's called Tricox again. Not only going to be Jennings here. Well, that's my topical stuff I like to play around with. But the truth of the matter, this really is true. Before I did comedy for 25 years, I was a Ann Arbor police officer. So whatever you think my chances are, it's got to be the only Pakistani police officer to stand-up comedy in New Baltimore who looks like Johnny Mathis. Young people have to Google him. But it's funny, when I first started the Ann Arbor Police Department, it was 35 years ago. As I said, I was retired. Back then, the department was not very diverse. It was almost all white department, handful of black officers, and then me. I think still more diversity than here. But so to me, it was always funny when a citizen had a complaint against me, they didn't get my name. Sergeant could still instantly figure it out because he'd ask the citizen. He'd be like, "Well, can you describe this officer?" Citizen, "Oh yeah, it was that Puerto Rican guy." Of course, now we know where Pakistan is, right? Which isn't necessarily good for me. People learn from Pakistan, they'll dislike me because Bin Laden was there. I got something to do with that. But some of us, we do like our firefighters and police, right? So to me, just weird. Hate me for being Pakistani, but then love me for being a police officer. But it's really weird. Get the complete opposite reaction at my Al-Qaeda meetings. It's Connie, you know I'm kidding. I don't go to Al-Qaeda meetings. We chat online. Almost edited that one. And actually, before they changed the law, often wouldn't even mention I've been a police officer because it seemed like half the crowd just smoked weed. I know you did. Who else wanted that? It's legal, but it never was a big deal in Ann Arbor, right? Right. Remember what the fine used to be? $5. Oh, in the 60s. But remember they had the hash bash, and when I was there, true thing, the fine was $25. What's funny there, though, if you had cigarettes, possession of tobacco for someone under age 18 was a $100 fine. So literally, we would get these teenagers with cigarettes, but they're pleading with us, it's marijuana. So just to say $75, I'll do the math up for Pakistan. And a lot of people don't realize, sir, you might want to know this, the breathalyzer will detect if you're smoking marijuana.
Oh, I know.
Oh, okay. Yes, you are. Well, for the rest of it, the way we can tell is if we give you the mouthpiece and you go, thank you, officer. Pretty good food, you've been smoking some weed. And then, of course, anytime you take enforcement action, people always think it's because of their race or ethnicity. It's like right before I retired, pulled over this gentleman before I could get his license and registration. He started screaming at me that the only reason I'm stopping him is because he's Mexican. It was so unfair. He wouldn't listen. It's honest goodness truth. I had no idea he was Mexican. Only reason I stopped him, I thought he was black. It's comedy. You can laugh, but that is not the only reason. He was with a skinny white woman. You know I'm kidding. It's comedy. She wasn't skinny. Thank you for some of you laughing. Actually, when I first started doing comedy, I'd be scared to do that. I didn't want to offend anyone. But I think we're too politically correct, don't you? Yeah, I said have fun. It wasn't easy when I started. I'm not sure how the veteran officers did it, but they rewired my siren. So I'd go and pull somebody over instead of usual police siren sound. It would go. 52 weeks to learn to do that. I think it comes natural. It does not. I have to go to Dearborn. Some of you have been to Dearborn. Well, let's be honest, when I see attractive woman, like many of the women here, I'll use the stereotypes in my favor. Tell them I'm a doctor. It's the other stereotype, right? Although that's weird, you have the stereotype we're professionals, doctors, then you have the opposite that we're terrorists. So what I do, I combine the two. Tell them I'm a proctologist. Certain angels of the terrorists. So what else is there some things for? Well, one thing is the use of tasers. A lot of people don't know, but the use of tasers will cause an instantaneous erection. Well, not the people we taser, but us officers. We love tasering. That excites us. One guy tasered for over 4 hours. Then Courtney that Cialis commercial to see a doctor. Now another thing we'll do is if we pull somebody over, they give us any kind of lip or attitude, we'll give them 2 tickets to the Lions game. Let's see, the little sports followers. Are we Pistons fans at all? No. That's the number one thing. No. Actually, I'm a big Pistons fan, but I think the reason I like them so much is because the first woman I ever had sex with looked exactly like Ben Wallace. No, a bit like Ben Wallace. But it seems like you know a little bit about Ann Arbor. Have you ever heard of the Naked Run? The new bomb? Yeah. Did you run in it? Yeah. Did you? Those that don't know, it's a true thing. It's on the last day of classes that UW senior students run naked through campus. I was pleased a few years ago, we had 2 elderly ladies ended up in that area by mistake, and a group of frat boys ran by totally nude. One lady, she had a stroke. The other one, she kept her hands to herself. I have to explain that to the state guy. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And then I worked as a dispatcher, but I got in trouble because Comcast called, said they were having an issue with customers wanted the police to come out. So I'm like, all right, we'll be out next Thursday between 10 and 6. They did not. And it's funny, whenever I do a set when I'm off stage, people will ask me if I really have been an officer. Those are just made-up gags. They ask that so often, I carry evidence now. Because let me ask you this, had I not been an officer in Ann Arbor, would I have these? Bad example, I think this couple does. Well, wrap up with a few more hack police jokes. I remember late at night, actually, I saw this car weaving, and I could smell the alcohol. So I asked the guy, I said, where are you headed? He's like, believe it or not, officer, I'm going to lecture on the evils of alcohol. I'm like, dude, it's 2:30 in the morning. Who's giving this lecture? He's like, oh, my wife. But it was funny when 2021 ended. We did have all those sad passing aways. I mentioned Betty White. And then John Madden. Remember? No, were you like me though when they said John Madden passed away? I was like, he was still alive? Yeah, we weren't sure. So that got me thinking, you seem like intelligent. I'll test you with this. Make it easy first. Alive or dead? Lizzie Borden's parents.
Yeah.
Remember getting 40 whacked?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do Lindbergh baby. People are like, too soon. All right, alive or dead? Jimmy Carter.
Dead.
Alive. But that is when you gotta check every day. That is subject to change. Even Queen Elizabeth is like, that guy's old. All right, last one. Alive or dead? This gentleman's sex life. No comment. I think that's common enough. Oh, ask her. All right, well, let's give him a hand. He needs one. Well, I'll wrap up with my variation of an old street joke. Because I mentioned about legalizing prostitution, but really, probably the funnest thing I did as an officer is when we did arrest prostitutes. Because she got to flirt with them. I remember there was one, she had a really short mini skirt on. She was wearing crotchless panties. She came up to me and said, hey officer, you want some of this? Because I was professional. I said, no, I do not. She got offended. She's like, why, are you gay or something? I said, no, I just don't want any of that. I mean, look what it did to your panties. Besides, I could see the balls. I think her name was Caitlin. Come on, it's comedy. I'm kidding. I banger. But before I get out of here, people will like confirm that I was a police officer, and when they do, especially at a bar type setting, they always want to know if there's any way to defeat a breathalyzer test. Would you like to know?
Yes.
Well, you gotta be more enthusiastic. You want to know how to defeat a breathalyzer test? Good thing you can Google this. What they're looking for is what's called the avuncular ear. That's the air deeper in your lungs. That's why they tell you to blow out. Keep blowing out till they tell you to stop. But what's amazing is if you've been drinking and you do not want it to register on the instrument, go ahead and take a deep breath. But then right before you blow out, here's the how quiet you guys are. You're listening like I'm about to tell you? If I knew, would I just be the opening act in New Baltimore on a Saturday night? Tell you what, if I knew, I probably would tell you it is true. I came from Pakistan. That was when East Pakistan, West Pakistan were having a war. East Pakistan became Bangladesh. There is a country that you escape war-torn areas. I know we're in a weird time right now, but this really is the greatest country in the world. Thank you for letting me be there. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peggy.
Give it up for Khurum. Sheikh. Cool job. Now you guys ready for your headliner?
Sure.
Yes. Our final comedian tonight comes all the way from the suburbs of Detroit to make you laugh at all the absurdities of our society. She has headlined at virtually every comedy club in the Detroit area and many times where comedy is performed. She performed on The View with Barbara Walters and is a favorite of clubs and rest areas in the metro in Canada. Please welcome to the stage the funny Connie Ettinger.
Nice to be here in New Baltimore. Is my niece here tonight? I don't think so. Little bitch. Send her a Facebook notice. Said, "You got mic on." As soon as you get that mic, it never happens. But how many of you are glad to hear that the COVID rate is going down quite a bit? I think that's fabulous. I actually went all the way to Ohio to get my initial vaccine because that was back in, God, I don't know when they started giving it, but it was like March. And I wasn't yet 65, so I couldn't get one. So I looked on the internet, and lo and behold, it had to be 60 in Ohio. So I drove down to Clyde, Ohio, went to the Red Aid, got my shots, and I was very, very happy about that. Because I've had some health challenges recently, and I really can't afford to get sick. So I had a near fatal heart attack when I was in New Orleans, and that was no fun whatsoever. One minute I'm out there following the parade, catching beads. Next thing I know, I'm flat on my back in a gurney, and they're just trying to figure out how drunk I am. But that wasn't the problem. It was a bad one, and they wouldn't even touch me down there. They sent me back to U of M, and they did surgery on me. Had this nippy zipper started on my chest, and I'm I'm alive, so it's cool. And it was, it was kind of interesting because they figured that I was raising my shirt too fast up and down to get all the beads that I collected. So next time, take it a little easier, hold it up a little longer. I still get just as during this crazy pandemic, my husband still has not gone back to the office. And so he's won, stay-at-home employee of the month every month since March of 2020. I'm so sick of it, I can't stand it. But I hated wearing all that protective gear. It was just nasty. And you don't feel very pretty when you're wearing that kind of stuff, I have to tell you. And so I decided one night when I was coming home from a gig things had reopened, but he was still my husband's kind of a germaphobe, but he was very nervous about it, and we hadn't gotten it on in a while because I didn't want him touching me. So, but I decided that night I was gonna be a good girl, so I got a little costume together, allow me to put it on. No, I'm not gonna put jelly on my finger, don't worry. It wasn't that kind of thing. But of course, black gloves go with everything. You can tell I'm Polish, I'm having problems putting a glove on. How many fingers, huh? And then the little cute mask. Sparkly one for romance. And then I put on the music, because you need music if you're gonna get it on. So. For heaven's sake. It took that long for my husband to lock himself in the bathroom. I can't say it's a blame, but I did try. But no, that heart attack was no fun at all. And when I came back here, first thing they did was give me a triple bypass, and like I said, back my chest open. I remember distinctly being wheeled into the OR, and then all of a sudden I felt this very cold draft in my cooch area, because somebody had come in and whipped open my gown, and it's cold as hell in those ORs. But they whipped open my gown, and then they decided to turn on the clippers, and they proceeded to shave me down. I mean, they totally, gave me what's a total walnut strip, right? I didn't even have a landing strip. I looked like a Barbie doll. It was not good. Is that it? No, he's making that. No carpet. It could be hardwood, we don't know. But no, I was so, I'm thinking, why in the hell are they shaving my cooter? My heart's up here, my cooch is down here. If the surgeon is so shaky that he's gonna wander down to this area, please give him a drink to calm him down, or else give me another surgeon, because I really don't want that going on. Now, I have to say I was not used to that, because, okay, we're all friends now, I've known you for all 3 minutes, but I really was not, I don't do any landscaping down there generally. It's, it's not like when I was young and it was plentiful. You get older, it's not out of control. I don't look down there and go, Johnson, or Duncan, who was it? Duncan, yes. And it's like, or Angela Davis for the Euro. It's there, and it's 50 Shades of Grey now. But I don't do that, but I did do it once. I was going to Florida for my first time ever when I was like 22 years old. My husband was taking me, we weren't married yet, and I bought a bathing suit, and I looked and I had all this fuzz sticking out of both sides of it. So I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to get that taken care of. So I talked to one of my girlfriends, and she gave me the number of this Russian lady who would wax you. So I presented myself to this nice Russian lady. And you go into a darkened room and they're playing spa music and it's romantic. And I don't want a woman touching me down there with romantic music going on, but I need to get that cleaned up before I can put on a bathing suit. So I'm laying there on the table and she comes in, proceeds to pour hot wax all over my fingers. Waits a few minutes for it to harden and then rips them off. And then displays the results of her handiwork. Like it's, you know, kids' art project in first grade. And then she lays it on the little table, leaves the room. I've never had this done before. I don't know what the etiquette is on this, okay? I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. Am I supposed to take it with me? If I leave it there, is that an insult to her? So I'm like trying to figure it out. And so finally I just decided I'll just put it in my purse and take it home. So when I got it home, I was looking at it, pretty damn thick. So I decided I'm just going to tack it up on the wall. It's still hanging there in our foyer. So they always go, what kind of animal is that? I go, that is a sheared beaver, my friend. That was, you know, it grows back and it itches like hell when it grows back. And I have to apologize to you in advance tonight. I recently had another need for a little bit of surgery on my heart. And yet again, here come the damn clippers. I don't get it. If they wanted to see it, they could look at it, just don't shave it. Because I just have this urge to itch my crotch all the time. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's not fun. And this time, before I went into the hospital, my heart was beating at a rate of 250 beats per minute. And so they decided to cardiovert me, which is putting paddles on me. And I was fully conscious. That hurts like a motherfucker. Somebody offers you like $200. Don't do it. Because I levitated off that fucking bird. I said many bad words, and and I apologized afterward, and the guy said, "Oh, sweetie, that's okay. I know it hurt." And then they gave me a big armful of fentanyl, and I was out for the next 2 days. That was my little escapade with the heart issues. But no, I'm feeling great now, and I feel better than I did before, and I'm just glad to be here with all of you. Thank you very much. I know somewhere somebody was praying for people who were sick, and if you, thank you very much, because I do believe that prayers, even if anonymous, can work. Or you were praying for me to die, because me, my family is really important. Let me tell you a little bit about me. I'm a retired lawyer. I am still licensed to practice law in the state of Michigan, but I have not practiced for over 20 years, which is fabulous. I'm surrounded by lawyers, though, in my neighborhood. Ben Johnson lives 2 doors down from me. He's the guy who has the commercials that go, no justice, no peace.
No justice, no peace.
Yeah, KNOW justice, KNO peace. And the Bernsteins live not that far away from me, and I mean, all these, I call them mall lawyers because they might as well be advertising in a mall because they are filling the airways with such crap. I just can't believe it. And I was so glad to get out of the practice of law because it was just getting scuzzier and scuzzier with all these stupid ads all the time. Now the Bernsteins had really interesting photos back when it was the whole plan. I would normally be carrying a big poster of them, but you all remember what the hell that looked like. We had all 4 of them. We had Sam, and then you had Richard, who's the dude who's now in the Supreme Court. He's the one who's blind. And then you had Mark, and
Who had the lazy eye?
Beth, thank you. I almost forgot your name. And I looked at that, and Richard he's been blind since birth, and his eyes don't look normal. So I'd always look at the pictures that were, constantly streaming on this TV, and they even fuck up the Tiger games for me. Because they were sponsoring that shit, and I hate that. But I'd always look at that, and I'd say to myself, one of these things is not like the other. Smiling, and then you got poor Richard going, like he's looking for flies or something. And when they had those pictures taken, a photo shoot. Any of you who are married know they take like a bazillion pictures, and you've got to pick the best ones. They took at least 700 pictures, and that was the best they could come up with. Holy crap! I mean, Did they let Richard take it down? He was walking in, spun around, he just didn't know it. I think, you know, and now, and then before Mark would do these commercials talking about how great his brother Richard was, even though Richard is blind, there's nothing he can do. He's a school crossing guard. And an archery instructor. And a facial recognition specialist. Okay, I made those up, but he was doing an ad for a long time about how Richard ran marathons. Anybody here ever run a marathon? Or run away from something? You kind of need to see where you're going to do it, and I don't believe that he ran a marathon. I think that his siblings were punking his ass. He had a treadmill that they had out in the parking lot. I drive by that parking lot every damn day, and there was a screen of shrubbery where they hid the secret treadmill. One day they told Richard he was going to run a marathon. And he's going, I can't, I'm wearing a suit and $2,000 shoes. So they had to dress him up. They put him in little pink satin shorts that said juicy across the ass. Little halter top with nipples painted on it. Those little winged sneakers with wings up so he looked like the FTV florist guy. And then a hat with a propeller on it. Slapped him on that damn treadmill, turned it on, and said, they had the starter pistol, go Richard, go! So he's running down the treadmill, and then Beth and Mark go back up to the office smoking cigarettes, drinking coffee, taking naps. And they leave him out there for like 5 hours. The poor beaver's nearly dead. When they come out to get him, and they say, oh, you won, Richard. Ooh, they put Mardi Gras beads around his head. I'm glad he's now on the Supreme Court. He can't be in their commercials anymore. There's no reason for them to punk him because I think that was just mean. They were jealous of him being blind and as accomplished as he is. So I just don't think that's the right thing to do. I'm so glad you know, I was little. My mother taught me something. She was quite the drinker, my mother. One day I was wandering around the house. I was about 3 years old. I was playing with a meat fork because that's what she handed me to play with. So that's a good toy for a 3-year-old, you know, walking around the house. And 2 tines on the fork, and I was looking at things, and I noticed there were 2 holes in the socket. It's a puzzle! So I just decided to make Mom happy. I jammed that fork in the socket. The next thing I remember was my mother beating the flames out of my hair with a wet dish towel and laughing her ass off. She was bent over, she could barely stand up. I thought she was going to piss herself. She didn't. But she said some words to me which stuck with me, and these are words to live by, people. She looked at me, she said, Connie, I told you, stupid should hurt. That is the truth. You do something dumb, it should be painful. Stupid should hurt. Let that be your motto, folks. I've got bracelets. I've got rubber band bracelets that say stupid should hurt, which are available for you to have as a gift from me. So you can carry this message forward and teach America not to be so fucking dumb. Of people, because whenever anybody does something stupid, they file a lawsuit saying there should have been a warning label on here telling you not to spill hot coffee on your Khurum or whatever. And then they slap a warning label on there, and people who are just barely, marginally smart enough to read might actually read that and not do it. But then they live and they reproduce and they pass their on to future generations. And it's not going to get better until we get rid of those damn warning labels. I say, rip those bitches off of it. Let the dumb shits fend for themselves, man. If you are stupid enough to stop a chainsaw blade with your fingers, please leave out. if you are dumb enough to try to dry your hair with a 1,000-degree paint remover that looks somewhat like a hair dryer, then please burn your face off, die. We don't need your stupid jeans. There are so many different warning labels out there. Anybody ever heard of the Tide Pod Challenge? Now that, you know, it was a challenge on YouTube. Eat Tide Pods. Why? I mean, it doesn't even look like that much of a candy. I see some of it's might look like, you know, like some sort of edible or something. But once the foam starts coming out of your mouth, you really should spit that shit out. But now they've got those containers that the pods come in, so sealed. The other day I was trying to get one open, I couldn't do it. I'm stabbing that fucker with a screwdriver, trying to get it open. I'm jumping up and down on it. My husband looks at me and said, something wrong? I said, no, I'm just angry at the Tide Pods. That's all. But no, I mean, eating Tide is not smart. There was a warning label on a stereo box that do not eat styrofoam used as packing material. Who the hell's gonna eat styrofoam? Dumb shits who deserve to die. That's who is gonna eat styrofoam. I say just let the dumb shits go. Let them do all the things we're telling them not to do. Like, you know, there's another warning, do not throw a computer mouse at coworkers. Back when they had cords on. I guess they'd swing around and use them like, I don't know, nunchucks or something, and they'd have battles out in the ladies' room with each other. But no, there's so many crazy ass warning labels out there. There's a warning label on, remember they started making tasers for women, and they made them pink? They were curiously, and I think maybe intentionally, similarly shaped to a neck massager. And there was a woman who thought she was grabbing her neck massager out of the nightstand, and it was actually her taser. And her neck was a little lower that night. And she thought she was going to get a nice time, and she just tased her cooter all the time. And now there's a warning label on there. Don't do that. That's a bad thing. The McDonald's coffee lady, though, I alluded to her before. She is epic. I mean, it's like 30 years ago. They got documentaries about the broad. Her name was Stella. And Stella was quite the numbnut. She was stupid. She went to the drive-thru at McDonald's and got herself a hot cup of coffee. Nothing wrong with that. I love coffee. But what does she do with it after she gets it at the drive-thru? She doesn't put it in the factory-installed cup holder right there for that purpose. No. What does she do? She puts it in nature's own cup holder. Right here, next to the whisker biscuit. And then drives off like a complete asshole. Those cups are squishy. The lids don't stay on. We all know this shit. And you can see disaster just waiting to happen. So I don't know exactly how it happened. If she hit the brakes or hit a pothole or started doing her eagles, I don't know. But she spilled the coffee on her squish mitten. And she wasn't none too happy about it. Now, if it had been me, I don't like people to know when I do something stupid. I tend to hide it. So, if it had been me spilling hot coffee on my cooch, you'd probably see me out there today, straddling a snowbank. UPS man is driving around the block about 82 times and there's nothing to see here. Keep quiet. In the summertime, a bag of Costco frozen peas, a loose fitting dress, some duct tape, you can hide a multitude of sins and still get the healing going. But in some ways, she was smarter than me because she went home, picked up the phone, and called the lawyer and said, "Hello, Mr. Lawyer, I scalded my cooter with McDonald's coffee. Please sue the bejesus out of that." So, what happens? It goes to trial. She got $3 million. $3 million freaking dollars, people. And that's after the judge reduced it so much. I think it started out at $9 million. She had to settle for $3 million. for a scalded cooter. That is I will admit, I am broke, okay? If you need me a carafe of coffee for $50, if you took up a collection, I'd gladly for the whole thing. I'm not candy gangster. I will let you get out your phones and take it, put it up on YouTube. Crazy bitch scalds her cooch in New Baltimore. But it occurred to me, you guys have been left out of the equation. Now, they have warnings on the coffee cups for McDonald's now. Started out pretty short, now they're about a paragraph long. Pouring coffee on your cooter. I say, keep it short, keep it simple, just put on your coffee's hot, watch your twat. That's my favorite. But you know something, there is nothing warning you guys not to put your dicks where they don't belong. I have gone to Lowe's, I've gone to Home Depot, I've looked pool filters, sink drains, no warning labels that I've ever seen. And God knows you guys are always putting their dicks where they don't belong. Before something happens and one of you guys wants to make a little coin like Stella the McDonald's coffee lady did, and we have warning labels on something, maybe you ought to go home tonight and fire up your panini press or your George Foreman or even your toaster oven. You just take out your schlong, lay it on it. If it's a panini press or Foreman grill, do not put the lid down. We don't want you to turn it into a charcoal briquette. We just want you to leave those score marks on it. So it looks like those hot dogs at 7-Eleven with the circle and so then you take your phone, take a picture of it, send it to the manufacturer and say, I did not see a warning label on there telling me not to put my dick in there. There was no label telling me not to put my penis there. You owe me some cash. And before somebody goes ahead and gets the idea, folks, if you are broke tonight, please go home, give it a try. Like I said, do it gently. Maybe you could even use makeup, eyeliner, or something like that. Enhance it a little bit, get some backlighting. But I have never seen a warning label like this, nor are you likely to. I do this myself. I have been using that label since 2001, and it still gets a damn laugh. I can't believe it. But no, it's oh yeah, it could be used for lesbians too, or you know, ladies, if you just don't feel like it, put it over your mouth. I got pictures from other shows of girls who put it on their asses. I got one from the show last night, a girl with it on her mouth. I mean, I love people get into that. But I love the fact that you guys have not been warned about the dangers of putting your penis where it doesn't belong. Usually the warning you get is don't masturbate, it's going to hurt you. And you start getting that one when you're about old enough to want to start touching your junk. And your mother will tell you, don't touch your junk, it's bad. You're going to go blind. You're going to grow hair on your palms. Okay, guys, I want everybody in here who's not Richard Bernstein to look at your palms. You see any fur on there? They lie, because I know every man in this room is jacked off. Some of you right before the show, some of you got plans right after the show. But every man, every woman in this room has masturbated, and there's not a fucking thing wrong with it. You have been fed a bill of goods, and I'm really sorry for that. I wish people would encourage you to masturbate, because it is a healthy, normal activity. And I was just reading in the New England Journal of Medicine, as a matter of fact, they've identified a new disease called spermonia. And it's a combination of sperm and pneumonia. They found out now, contrary to popular belief, if you guys don't come regularly, whether it's from intercourse or masturbation or just because you decide to do it in the middle of the night while you're asleep having dreams about Heidi Khurum or something, you've got to get that shit out of your body. It does not absorb, okay? It will back up into your lungs. If you go 2 weeks without about getting that spooge, that baby batter, out of your body. You'll develop this annoying little cough. Bring one out. That'll take care of it. If you've gone, say, 3 weeks without coming, and your nose starts running, you got about 10 minutes for you. So please, for all of our sakes, we need you to continue procreating and to keep our species alive. Bring one out. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know, and I would ask the ladies in the room something. Do any of you women in this room, and ladies only, clap if and only if you care if your man rubs one out now and then?
No.
I rest my case. You have been given permission by every woman in this room to jack off. We love it when you guys do that. For us, the time you're spent locked in your man cave or the bathroom or the bedroom, wherever you go to do it, is like when you put a baby in a playpen. We know where you are. You're occupied. We can get some shit done around the house. Maybe a little of a souffle, who knows? We know you're not running around leaving half-eaten sandwiches and socks on the floor. Plus, bonus, we can get a good night's sleep because you won't spend all night poking us in the ass. You know, there's nothing wrong with it. And from an evolutionary perspective, I'm a big fan of evolution and thinning out the herd of the dumb people. That's it. But from an evolutionary perspective, you guys were made over millions of years to be the masturbating machines that you are today. Now think about it, guys. How long are your arms? Where do they fall in relation to your chest? Right there. You don't have to bend over, bend your elbow, nothing. You are good to go. Point number 2, your hands are adjustable. They fit over a dick of any size. Reach down, clamp on, and tug away. The third point, and this is perhaps the most telling point of all, is that dinosaurs are extinct. Okay, so you go, what the fuck with the dinosaurs? They're extinct because they had little tiny arms. They couldn't reach their dicks. They died. It was not a big meteor slamming into the earth. They all got pneumonia and keeled over. So unless you guys want to go the way of the dinosaur, please bring one out whenever you feel the need. We have permission, and we think that's fabulous. And you know, there was the Victoria's Secret. It used to come out in print, but now you can only see it on your computer. But everybody's got a computer or a phone or an iPad. You can look at it right there. It's always with you now. And you can rub one out anytime you want. That is primo monkey spank fuel. It's a wonderful thing. It's free. It's got pretty ladies in there that put you in the mood. And generally you can achieve the desired goal. But I used to love it when they actually had the print edition, because when it would show up in the mailbox, I'd put it on the top of the mail pile so that my husband would see it first thing when he came home. And I'd hide around the corner and I'd watch him. And he'd take that damn catalog and hide it in his pants and tiptoe up the stairs to go rub one out in the bathroom. I would have rather he waved it over his head and said, "Hey, go to check off! You do it off! You gotta check off!" Never got the chance to do that because he kept it on the down low. No, I hate the Victoria's Secret catalog for a few reasons. First of all, I'm sorry? So they like to jack off? You can't do it in a public place, and you can't do it on stage. Yeah, I'm sorry. You got your part. You're coming out because the turtle's going back in the shell. You know what I mean? No, I don't like the Victoria's Secret catalog because those women make us feel shitty about ourselves. They create a bad sense of self in ourselves because nobody looks like that. I mean, we got beautiful women wall to wall in here tonight, but I don't. Seriously, I mean, beautiful women. The guys who want to get some tonight are the smart ones who are clapping. You guys who didn't put your little fists together, go fuck yourselves. You ain't gonna do that. But, I mean, those women, there was one catalog that came, I don't remember who the model was, but she was so fucking gorgeous, I thought about switching teams for a while. I've never gone that way, and I was able to stop myself on that. Those women are just freakishly gorgeous. Like I said, beautiful women wall to wall in here, but I don't see anybody in here who could be a Victoria's Secret model, because there's nobody who's like 7 feet tall, tits out to here, and a waist this big, who's puked up everything she's put in her mouth since the 7th grade. So she's skinny enough to walk up and down the runway with Heidi Klum with little wings on her back at Christmas. But no, those catalogs are a lie. They're photoshopped. They're airbrushed. Those women do not look like that. And we look at them and we start feeling bad about ourselves. And you guys have the opposite reaction. You look at them and you think to yourselves, whoa, I'm going to get me one of those. No. I'm sorry. I saw you guys coming in, and you're a nice looking bunch, but no. Just not up to that freakishly high standard to get yourself a Victoria's Secret model, you know. And especially when you're in the bathroom rubbing one out with it, there's a cloud of stupid that sits on your head, and you just get dumber as you get closer to the end of the act. And the thoughts are coming fast and furious, and you're getting dumber and dumber. First you think, she's beautiful. Then you think to yourself, I'm going to get me one of those. No, you're not. And then you start thinking really stupid shit like, oh, this is the most beautiful lady I've ever seen in my life. Oh, fuck, if I got my lady this outfit, she'd look exactly like this lady here. I'm gonna go buy it for her. And then some of you are kind of retarded. You don't. Some occasion will come along. We had Valentine's Day this week. Their birthdays, anniversaries, Christmas. You will go out and buy that little piece of shit you were rubbing one out to. And then you present it to us like it's the fucking Hope Diamond. And you say stupid shit like, oh baby, put it on, give me a fashion show. We look in the basket, in the bag, and we're like, ew. I drove past the Cabela's on 94. That is where you should do your shopping for us. Much more coverage, much more grading. We like that better. We don't want to have to show off scary ass shit that shit is better left on Photoshop models that don't really exist. But you will go out and buy that crap and present it to us and ask us for a fashion show. And so sometimes we feel bad, and we're trying to be nice to you because we feel sorry that you're that stupid. We will actually go give you the fashion show. And that's where the wheels come off the bus. Is when we go upstairs and lock ourselves in the bathroom or the bedroom and try that little tiny piece of shit that you bought for us on. Bad things happen. That cloud of stupid that was sitting on your head when you made the purchase decision is still waiting there, and it comes and sits on our heads. And then we have the dumbest thoughts imaginable as we've managed to squeeze our asses into a postage stamp-sized piece of crap. And not even the commemorative ones, just the ones on the roll. We'll be looking in the mirror, and suddenly the dumbest thoughts enter our brains, is what's left of them, and we'll be going, I look sexy. Shit, even though my ass is hanging over to the couch in the crack bin, I look hot. I'm gonna give this fashion show, but first I have to put on the big terry cloth bathrobe. You can't just come out and go, ah, and go. You gotta give the big reveal and kind of work up to it. So you come out and you're wearing the big bathrobe. You're talking to your man saying stupid shit like, oh honey, you know, I've never had anything like this before. You know the stuff I like to sleep in. Your old t-shirts and my long flannel nightgowns and even those jammies with feet that your mom got for me. But this makes me feel so sexy. What do you think? And then, the big reveal. And then the look of terror that comes over your faces. have just queered the whole evening. You are looking at us, and what do then? You go get the damn catalog, and you look at the picture, and then you compare. What the fuck? After about 15 times of comparing and contrasting, it's hopeless, and tears of shame are running down our faces. We know we have disappointed you horribly, and there's nothing we can do about it. But then you still want some that night, so you say even dumber shit that's coming out of your mouth before. You say something like, baby, you sure you got that on right? Baby, no! So, just once, I wish there was a warning. Plastered on the front in big letters. Objects are larger than they appear. Individual results may vary. But believe me, that would have saved me from a big load of crap with my husband. Now, I told you I had a heart attack and I had the surgery and I got a nice zipper scar down the middle of my formerly fabulous tits. And the tits are still okay, but I'm not real fond of the scar, and he knew I was feeling bad about it, so what does he do? He's, bless his heart, which is a nice way of saying, you're fucking retarded, bless your heart. He goes out and buys me something from Victoria's Secret to try to make me feel sexy. And I have the item with me, and do not hold your laughter, because this is the actual item. It's never been worn, so I don't have to keep it in a biohazard bag or anything like that. This is it. All of it. Victoria's Secret, size extra small. I mean, okay, it's not even a G string, it's a B string. It's even bigger. The way it works is your little triangle part here goes over your little triangle part. And this string goes up your ass where it spends the entire day rendering this garment disposable because there is not enough soap, hot water, detergent, antiseptic, disinfectant, napalm to ever get it clean enough to wear a second time. You just bought something that I'm going to throw in the damn trash after I've worn it. I don't like to be picking shit out of the crack of my ass. We know each other. I roll with Comfort Model. I like the 3 for $8 that you can get at CVS, the big jeans, granny panties, because I don't like to be picking things out of my butt all day. I got better shit to do with my time. And also, I'm thrifty. I like to be able to dry an entire car with one pair. But my husband bought me this, and he thought I'd be delighted. So, I'm trying not to laugh and trying not to hit him up alongside the head, because I was so pissed I could have done a Bob Saget on him right then. I mean, I really wanted to slap him, but I lied, and I put on my best happy white face of 41 years and said, "Oh, sweetie, thank you so much. This is going to be really neat," because he's sitting there. If he'd been a dog, he'd been wagging his little tail. Put it on, give me a freak show, give me a freak show. I'm thinking, if I get that on my ass, it'll be a freak show, all right. But I told him, I said, "Sweetie, you know darn well, we've been together for 45 years, and I have never worn anything like this. I'm going to need to go upstairs and get ready for you. You stay down here. Okay, sit. Sit." And I pushed his ass down, and he stayed. He's a good boy. I said, "Sit. I will call you when I'm ready." So he's down there. He's sitting on the floor. I go upstairs, lock myself in the bathroom. And I get naked and I try it on. I get it on the conventional way. One leg, it goes up this high and comes to a dead halt. All of a sudden, I feel nothing in my right leg. And my foot is numb. What the hell? It's a tourniquet, that's it. There's no blood going to my leg. My foot is totally asleep. I might need this leg in the future for things like getting up and down off this damn stage. So I peeled it off. And now my husband has broken his promise to me. He has come up, he's outside the bathroom, and I hear him clawing at the carpet, breathing real heavy like some sort of monster. And I go, oh, girlfriend, you better think of something fast, because he's gonna break that fucking door down. So, he wanted a freak show. Okay, I'll give you a freak show, you bastard. I'm supposed to be the clever one in our family. I looked in the mirror and said, yeah, pirate night at the Ettinger. I'm getting into it. That cloud of stupid sat right in my head, said, you didn't pull it off. So I walk over to the full-length mirror, which we all have to do, and I survey the damage. And I'm going, well, this is mighty distracting. Maybe he won't notice how things have shifted. Oh, and black is slimming. Only if you're already slim. I'm sorry. But I'm into it. I'm thinking, shit, what did I do with those rubber sheets we used to have? Do they still make squeeze parquet? I mean, how much Western oil do we have downstairs? And so I get myself mentally set for it, and I jump up on the bed, and I put my best come hither voice on. I said, baby, I'm ready for you. Come on in, get your prize. That door flies open. I thought that bitch was gonna come off the hinge. There's my husband, buck naked. He's standing there, he's pointing due north with his diamond cutter, staring at me with his one good eye. But me in the thong patch, all natural, going, arr, walk your plank, baby. That bastard grabbed the catalog and locked himself in the bathroom. But that's okay, I have time to make a souffle and get a little stuff cleaned up around the house. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been the most fabulous audience. And as I said, by on the trash can near the exit doors, as you leave tonight, there are a couple of things for you. My mother's statement on a postcard that says, stupid should hurt. And it's got a picture of a little guy with his tongue stuck on a metal pole in the middle of winter, given the weather we've had. I thought you should all be reminded of what Ralphie did in A Christmas Story. But it says, stupid should hurt, help yourself to these, and also bunches of these little rubber band bracelets that say, stupid should hurt. Spread the word, make America not stupid anymore. Thank you so much.
You guys gotta give it up for Connie. Holy shit. She's little, but she packs a punch, I'll tell ya. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Thank you mostly for supporting live comedy. Thank you. Good night.